Okay, welcome back. So we've talked about Standard 1, which has a heavy focus on preference and choice of residence, and it links into all the other standards. So I'm going to talk briefly about Standards 2 and 3 now. Standard 2 is ongoing assessment and planning with residents. And again, the focus is on the resident preference and choice. So in the past, we've done care planning, and that's great. We've done initial assessments with residents and family. We continue to do that, but we continue to really work with the resident or the family members to find out what is important for that resident, what the cultural backgrounds, history, religious and sexual background of the resident is, as far as they want us to know, and as far as they feel is important to their care. And then, having built that plan of care, our care staff and everyone who works with the resident tries to maintain the personhood of that resident and the quality of life of that resident. So it's looking at their well-being. What makes that person happy? What makes that person want to get out of bed in the morning and participate in the daily life of Ananda as much as they can, as much as they want to? And that's an ongoing process that we all need to be involved with. Standard 3 is essentially around clinical care and services and personal care. So yes, that's around the activities of daily living. But as we've discussed before, Ananda is moving to a resident-focused care model and moving away from the silos or task-orientated approach that has been perfectly adequate for years but does not meet the new standards. So with resident-focused care, each individual resident is at the centre and has control and input into everything else that happens around them. So it's not about fitting a resident into our routines, it's about us adapting our routines as much as possible to meet the particular needs of each and every resident. So, for example, lifestyle activities, it's fine that we have certain group activities throughout the day that are on at the same time each day, and residents come to those or not as they wish. But we also have to find out what the other residents who don't come to those activities want to do to feel important and that they're maintaining a quality of life and a social engagement with staff and with other residents as much as they want to. Okay, so in terms of clinical care, the only real change is that where we're providing clinical care, we have to demonstrate how that is best practice. So our policies and procedures need to be reviewed, usually every year, and we need to be able to show that they meet best practice guidelines wherever they exist. So that might be wound care, diabetes care, and whatever we provide. Okay, and one of the things we have changed within Ananda, or going through the process of changing in 2019, is a movement away from paper-based care planning and care evidencing to mobile care monitoring. So mobile care monitoring is a system where the carers will drive that process by evidencing care in the real time, at the time, or just after they've provided that care within an app on an iPod or a handheld device. This allows carers to really show all the fantastic social interaction and engagement they're providing with residents and feeding back the likes and dislikes of our residents, and particularly through a function on the mobile care monitoring where carers can instantly put in how happy a resident is with an emoticon. And on the back end, as we say, within the management side of that system, we can monitor throughout the day where the hotspots of activity are, where we might need to move more carers to because there's a backlog of activity happening, and where residents are happy or not happy. And we can demonstrate that to family through a relatives portal and share photographs in a sort of social media way. So that's really the future of how we're moving to meet the standards in terms of Standards 2 and Standards 3. It's an exciting time, and it will certainly involved an upskill carers and people and lifestyle people who are engaged on a daily basis with our residents, and it will hopefully free up more time take away from the paperwork that we all have to do and allow us to focus on what's really important, which is resident focused care. Thanks very much.